These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting. A cheap watch, bought with his own... So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a... It seems as though the shells were not... Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake!
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? No. Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. I thought about turning back to the police, but the second I saw him, he raised his head.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood. He was holding a gun in his hand though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running, but I kept running forward. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood.
A thrilling account. Leighton, are you able to
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark.
And what?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket.
I see.
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his...
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad...
I know. keep wondering.
You were willing to risk your life.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid. No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid. No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around...
We shall see you soon, young man.
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that lad?
Locked. Locked.
What's up with you, lad?
I'm waiting for my brother to be
Your brother?
the one that you caught.
Ah.
He ain't killed no...
Watch your mouth, lad. It would be my pleasure to...
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find? I can see prints from greasy fingers. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with unique ram's head design. Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the...
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with...
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man...
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw later, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between... Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a... When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the...
You made a mistake by lying to me. But You are not a criminal. I believe that.
That's why.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp. I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp. Locked.
Such a young man, and already a murderer.
Locked. 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 I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp. I am unable to see. I am unable. This should be useful. This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street. Constable Marrow, I would value your...
It would be my...
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man...
All right, Mr. Holmes, what's your...
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before.
Understood. No, this is not how I walked at the time of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again. I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
It would be my It would be my pleasure.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives. Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn